Previously on Balls.
That we hadn't wrapped up Oz Open.
Yeah, that's true. Nice one. And you got John Lafnie also at the last moment, which is awesome.
Well, Jail's always on standby
it's
for
lovely
us.
to chat to him. I wonder how Rob is doing after the appendix operation.
Well, he was on the show, Johnny.
Yeah, but I wonder if he's actually back now on circuit. Johnny, would you know? John?
Yeah, I mean, guys, it's nice to be on the show.
First, hold on a second. Let's start that. Hold on a second. Jail, just ignore that. Thank you for making time to speak to us this afternoon. Sorry it was such short notice, and thanks for always being prepared to speak to us.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, John Lafnie de Jager.
How are you guys doing?
How's it?
Yes.
This is a major figure in South African tennis, Johnny. He is the man.
Yeah, he's awesome.
So you've got to give him an intro.
Yeah, that's true. Thanks, Sarah.
Okay.
And how is Robbie doing?
Yeah, he's doing fine, actually. I've been in contact with him every day. He's doing much better. He still, needs to take it easy. I mean, he was so lucky that nothing happened, when he was in here. And, I just told him, I said, he's getting soft, man. I mean, in the olden days, that was nothing for him. So, it can be very dangerous. And, the crew took care of him. And, hopefully he'll be back on his feet pretty soon. And, we miss his voice on TV.
Yeah, he's just lucky they had morphine on that flight.
Jeez, I can't imagine. I struggle with back pain. And sometimes when you sit and you have back pain, I can just imagine the pain that he had to go through on that long flight.
Yeah, well, yes. Speaking of a guy that had a lot of pain, we had Rob Koenig with a ruptured appendix, but we also had poor old Andy Murray with blisters on his feet, hobbling around Arthur Ashe Stadium during the final.
Yeah, it was a great Aussie Open. The finals. Obviously the two best guys played in it. And, it's a pity that, Andy did struggle with his feet. I actually had a chat with Lenville afterwards, and he said because of these blisters, he actually hurt his thigh because he was compensating so much.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the 5-set match against Federer did have an influence on him. I know people say that Djokovic had that marathon match against Wawrinka, but luckily for him, it was like 5 days earlier. So he had, had enough time to recover. But, Djokovic has just proven. He's the best player in the world. The quality of men's tennis is at a different level. And it's amazing just to see how these guys play. And, as a coach and, trying to coach some of the up-and-coming juniors, you're wondering where men's tennis is going to be in 5 years' time.
Yeah, and, you mentioned that he was on another level. He's 3 consecutive Oz Open titles for the guy. It's a record, and, we're witnessing something special. Yeah,
the guy is really focused. The good thing and the special thing about him is, he's taking care of the small things and detail. And those are the things that's going to give him the edge. He's got a great team around him. He's got that belief. He's doing some mental conditioning. He's taking care of his body. He's fit. And obviously, when you do all those things, when you get in tough situations, you believe you can win. And, he was down and out against Wawrinka. He came back and, he just, has proven that, if you want to beat Djokovic, if you have an opportunity, you must take it.
And I suppose, that is what makes him so special. It's that the ability of a champion to keep pushing and to plod on when, I watched that match against Wawrinka and I thought, gee whiz, that could have been a final. And you see how Djokovic has that little bit extra in the tank to see him through. Yeah,
I know, he's incredible. And, we're just all talking about it. The court size stays the same. They're making the balls heavier. Guys are getting quicker. So we're going to see more 4-5 hours matches. You don't see guys very often just in a normal rally hit a winner from the back. So matches are so long. The guys are getting fitter. And, I think the people who make the rules at some stage will have to decide what they're going to do because, we're going to have so much long matches during Grand Slams, and I know there's a little bit of talk. We had a Davis Cup meeting in Australia, and the guys are saying that they should make it only 3 sets, not 5 sets, because it's brutal on the bodies. Week in and week out these guys play, and there's so many good guys out there. You don't have any easy matches, so they've really got to take care of their bodies and be really fit.
Should I ask you a question? Do you think that it would have been because I don't think it was an amazing final. Do you think it would have been a better final had Roger Federer made it through?
No, I won't say it would have been a better final. I think that, Murray and Djokovic, the game styles are there, to create a good final. I just think that Federer really played well, but when he came under pressure, he just didn't have that knockout attitude for me. You know, he really struggled with his forehand, and that is the side. I mean, he's such a great player, but if you do struggle with a shot, you know, it's the forehand. And Murray now has that belief that, you know, he's better than Federer.
Yeah.
He's beaten him the last 2-3 times that he's played against him, and you know, Murray the last 6 months has been working with a mental conditioning coach that worked with Lendl when he was playing. And you saw that. I mean, he was up 2-6-1, served for the match against Federer, got broken, played a bad tiebreaker. And, you know, 2 years ago, the old Murray would have been gone. He came out and played a great first set. So, again, it just proves to you that, you know, this game is about mental toughness. If you're mentally strong and you can absorb all the negative things that happen with you and stay focused, you know, those are the guys that's at the top 4 in the world. And the top 4 in the world are just a level above the rest of the guys.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's a very special time in men's tennis at the moment.
Very special time. The quality is really amazing. And, you know, I think it's going to be interesting to see when Nadal makes his return in 2 weeks' time on the clay in South America, you know, how he's going to fare against those guys, because obviously he hasn't played for a long time. And you do lose a little bit of that edge. And it'll be interesting to see. You know, he's going to come back on his favorite surface, and we're all very excited that he's back, because, you know, tennis needs Nadal.
Yeah.
And it'll be exciting to have him back.
Yeah, I wonder if that left bicep's got any smaller. Because that could be to his disadvantage. I just want to chat quickly about the ladies, and you know, Li Na played I thought had a fantastic tournament, and I was a bit, because after her what she did to Sloane Stephens in the semis, I was a bit disappointed to see Victoria Azarenka take it, though I wasn't surprised.
Yeah, you know, obviously Azarenka, you know, also has proven that, you know, she's one of those girls that, you know, she believes that she has to be at the top. I think everybody was disappointed with, you know, Serena getting injured. You know, firstly her ankle, and then she jammed her back against Sloane Stephens, because, you know, she was by far, you know, looking at the standard she was producing, you know, she was the favorite for me and Sharapova. And then, you know, Li Na just destroyed Sharapova. And in the finals again, it's a pity that Li Na had some injury problems, but Azarenka, again, you know, she took her opportunity, and, you know, she's got another Grand Slam title to her name.
Yeah. Jal, quickly from a local perspective, Kevin Anderson up to 29th in the world rankings. I don't know what that's going to be after he's had the op, so he's obviously recovering. So it's likely that he'll drop, but he had a good Oz Open, and you know, to beat Fernando Verdasco is very, very promising.
Yeah, he's had a great trip down under. He played well in the Hopman Cup, and then obviously making the finals in Sydney, and then making the 4th round. I mean, I've always believed that Kevin is good enough to be in the top 20 in the world, and you know, he's one of those guys. You have the top 4, then you have a Tsonga and a Berdych and a Ferrer, you know, and a Monfils, you know, Tipsivaric and you know, Almagro, and then you have, you know, Kevin. Kevin is in that first level of guys, and I think, you know, it's only going to, you know, be time for Kevin to move into the top 20. Obviously, you know, getting into the top 20, you know, is a huge jump, because from 29 to 20, you need about 800 points. That's a lot of points and winning a lot of matches. You know, and, you know, he didn't have you know, a great 2012, so he doesn't have a lot of points to defend. He does have Delray Beach that he has to defend, but, you know, he's playing well, and I definitely think that, you know, he's the name that, you know, the guys don't want to see Kevin Anderson's name in, you know, the first or second round, because Kevin is playing well. You know, physically he works hard. He's moving better. It's always going to be, you know, a little bit of a disadvantage because he's a big guy, but for a big guy, he really moves well. And he's figured out now, you know, how to use his serve. He's got a very powerful serve. He hits the ball well. And, yeah, it'll be interesting. I think it'll be good for him. And he's proven now in Australia that he can play well. And, you know, he's one of those guys that really can be dangerous for the big boys.
Has he spoken to you at all about his Davis Cup commitments?
You know, we spoke about it. He hasn't decided if he's going to play or not. So, I mean, hopefully in the next 2-3 weeks he can make a decision and also see what's happening with his injury. And yeah, we need him. We have a very tough tie. You know, we play the winners of Poland and Slovenia. The Polish boys have got a solid. You know, Janovic 26 in the world, and they have Kabut that's top 50. Their doubles team is very good. It's going to be interesting because, I mean, I coached them I'm coaching them this year, the Polish doubles team. You know, they're top 10 in the world. And then Slovenia has got, you know, 2 guys that rank top 60 in the world. And obviously, we will play the winner away from home. It will probably be on clay. So, we need Kevin to play and to give us an opportunity, to win.
Yeah. Johnny?
And kudos to the government, John Lafnie, coming to the party there, assisting in staging of the Soweto Open, a 1 million purse up for grabs there. You must be excited about that.
Yeah, it's great. It's great for us that the Soweto Open is back because, we lost the Soweto Open and the SA Open, so we didn't have any tournaments. And, it's great that they came on board and we can have another, a tournament for the men and for the women.
Yeah.
So, we need more of that, John. I mean, that's where, countries like France and Spain and, even Australia, America, they have so many futures and challenges for tournaments where the up-and-coming players can play. And it's very expensive for us to travel. And people say money is not everything, but if you have a top junior that you can train him in South Africa, he can be the best guy, the best attitude, the best player, but if he doesn't have money, he can't travel. He can't get overseas to play. So we need all the assistance from corporate and from government, to host events for us and, give us some funding for our juniors. I mean, Tennis Australia has just built a national training center for $350 million. I mean, that's world class.
You can't compare it.
I mean, so now our juniors, I have to compare with those juniors that shows up with a coach, a fitness trainer, and a mental conditioning coach, and our guys show up there on their own. They battle on their own. They've got to figure out what they do. So it is at a disadvantage. So, we're very happy that the government has come on board, and hopefully, they can come on board and help us with a little bit more things and with the juniors and with more events. That'll be great.
Yeah. Well, JL, listen, we wish you all the best. Good luck with both Davis Cup and I suppose Fed Cup preparations.
Yeah, Fed Cup is 2 weeks after Davis Cup, and we're playing in Montenegro. And our goal is to get into Group 1. We lost in the playoff last year, so hopefully we'll get most of our girls to play Fed Cup, and our goal is to move up to Group 1.
Yeah, and I see Shani Skipper's doing quite nicely, up to 64th in the world ranking, so she's not doing too badly either.
Yeah, I know. She's doing well, so hopefully, she will play Fed Cup as well.
Okay. All right. Well, look, we look forward to catching up with you, and all the best. Hopefully you get the job done.
Thanks, guys. Always nice talking to you.
Thanks,
Take care.
John.
Cheers, Joel.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Here we go. South Africa's Davis Cup and Fed Cup captain, Joel Jager.
This is Bulls Visual Radio. Darren, Simon, Kate and John. Weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central African Time. Bulls.co.za